If you would like to see what I made, stick around. Hi, my name is Agata. Welcome in Agata's Cottage. Let's talk about my recent makes. It's time for Friday Sews. As you know, this hashtag was started by Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room. There's a lot of vlogs you can watch every week under hashtag Friday Sews. I love watching Friday Sews videos, they're one of my favorites. I wasn't here last week, as mentioned before. We were celebrating Alice's birthday last weekend, and just life has been busy. I was busy sewing. I don't have that many things to show you, but one of them took me over 30 hours to make. If you see my red nose, sorry, I've been sneezing like crazy. It's hay fever season for me, and unfortunately, at the moment, I'm not allowed to take antihistamines because of my heart medication. So I'm sneezing like there's no tomorrow. But let's start with what I made. I recently signed up to a Facebook group for little crafty gift exchange, and I made a little bag, a key fob, and a pin cushion for that gift exchange. It was great fun. I really loved doing it. I also made set of earrings and a little pendant. The next thing I made is this. This is little basket I made using tutorial by Alisa from Thoughtful Creativity. Uh, it's basically fabric basket, and Alisa found great way of doing little kind of like a lettuce with various fabric scraps, and it's very easy. There's no weaving or anything like it. It's very cool tutorial. I'm gonna leave the link to it down below. So this little basket is smaller than the one Alisa made. I had only remnant of batting for around 6.5 inch, so my basket is smaller, and I made smaller remnants of the fabric, but I love it how it turned out. It's super cute, and I use it to store my little sewing notions. I know there will be more in my future. I think I will use this idea for gifts this year. The last thing I made is quilt for Alice. I promised her quilt for her birthday. Actually, there's a whole story about this. So a few years ago, I bought a panel with sun, like the whole solar system, and Alice wanted a little play mat. That was good 5 years ago when I bought it. So I was dabbling in quilting a bit more back then, and I put it aside because I was busy. Then, it just got squished with other things. And recently I was cleaning up my fat quarter stash, and I discovered it just pushed in the corner of the box. So Alice was like, oh, I wouldn't mind getting a quilt for birthday, because the other one you made me, mommy, is getting a bit small. I made her quilt, my first quilt ever, I think when she was 6, for her for the Christmas gift, and it was a bit narrow, and now it's, Alice grew, so it's even smaller, so she asked me for a bigger quilt. So I will pop the picture because I can't hold it high enough to show you whole, but that's the quilt. So let's say it was challenging make, and not because it was very difficult. So the panel wasn't big enough, so we decided we're gonna add borders. So we decided on the black borders and the little blue border just to make it bigger. So I started adding borders, and I didn't have enough quilting cotton, so I used cotton poplin, which was fine. It's not for anything fancy, it's not for any shows or anything, it's just a home quilt, so I don't mind that I use cotton poplin. But yeah, I had some challenges there. Then when I went to the quilt sandwich, so I watched tons of videos how to properly make a quilt sandwich, because majority of the quilts I made before were made using individual like blocks or rows and then sashing, so it was way easier to quilt them. So this quilt is 58 inches, so around 150 centimeters by 67 inches, so 170 in the length. And basically I had my backing fabric laid down. Okay, I used flannel I had in my stash for the backing fabric. I got this flannel few years ago from one of Chris's aunts, and it's lovely fabric, but uh, it's very soft and it had tendency to grow. So I basically laid flat on my cutting table. I secured it with the masking tape so it wouldn't move. I laid my batting on the top for the part that I was able to squeeze on the table, and it was time to go do dinner, and it took me an hour to get it flat. I was cursing like crazy when I was doing it. Actually, not cursing, mumbling to myself. Um, but I folded everything on the top after I had everything on the top secured. So Rainbow, Alice's cat, won't do anything weird with it because she has a thing over anything lying, any fabric lying on the floor. And I mean fabric like a blanket, if someone kicks the blanket off the couch by accident, or I'm cleaning and I will take off the stuff from the uh, sofa. Nothing can't be on the floor. But she was angry with me because I didn't let her jump on my table, and she basically jumped on it when we were eating dinner, and I heard the commotion. So I ran to the sitting room, and there is Rainbow. She pulled down the backing fabric, the part that I basically folded over, and she peed on it. So cat is alive. She wasn't hurt or anything. Um, the person who got damaged most was me because I got so angry I couldn't hold emotion and I started crying because I spent so much time on it. Plus we had horrible weather, so that meant I will need 2 days to dry the fabric, and because I wouldn't put the flannel in the dryer, and anyway our dryer broke, so of course I had to put away the backing. Luckily she didn't pee on the backing, and I had to wash the flannel, which took almost 3 days to dry off because we had so rainy and humid days. So I didn't start doing the quilting sandwich and quilting until Monday evening, so past Alice's birthday. Alice is fine with it. She got other gifts, so it's not like we didn't give her anything else. But yeah, it was challenging. I spent on this quilt. Actually, I stopped counting time I spent on the quilt after it reached 30 hours because I decided it's just pointless. So I had biggest ambitions to quilt it with free motion quilting, but I never done free motion quilting before. So I have my singer. I basically move my singer to the sitting room, to my cutting table. I have foldable cutting table. It wasn't the most stable environment, but it held because my sewing desk is not big enough to basically hold that much fabric in one go, and I knew that it would be very hard to maneuver. So I did a sample. I tried to do sample with the free motion, with the darning or like free motion quilting foot, and it's not original singer foot. It was just the foot that I got in a set, and I had walking foot from the same set, and I just couldn't get the tension right. And I know it's not suitable for my Janome, so I didn't want to risk attaching it. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna try with walking foot. I don't know what's the story, but the walking foot didn't want to cooperate whatsoever. So, I had moment of the panic that I will have to hand quilt it all, and that will take ages. So I decided, I'm gonna check with the normal presser foot. And I took my sample, so I had a remnant of the backing fabric, remnant of the uh, batting, and a piece of the same fabric that was on the top of the quilt, and I just start gently sewing straight lines with my normal presser foot, and it worked fine. So I did switch my needle to the top stitching needle, to actually quilting needle, and I extended my stitch length to the maximum that was allowed. And yeah, and I think it turned out okay. Like, it's not perfect, there are little puckers here and there. There are places where there was a problem with tension, but to be honest, it's not for a show, it's for Alice, and she loves it the way it is. She didn't notice anything that was weird. So I did try to quilt. I was trying to find something that, so I quilt the lines, straight lines, all the way across the borders, basically trying to make sure that all the piecing is staying the way it's supposed to. And then I wanted to quilt somehow the panel. So my original thought was, I will just do a lot of swirly things on the black thing when I was thinking of doing free motion quilting. Of course I couldn't, so I did quilting on all the lines that were, or almost all the lines that were on the panel, and then I hand stitched around few shapes that were slightly harder to go around with the presser foot. So it turned out okay. I love how it turned out. I had to buy fabric for the binding because I didn't have anything that was suitable, and we saw this fabric in Fabric Counter with Alice, so I ordered 2 meters. In fairness, I knew that I won't need that much. I basically used three, no, sorry, 5 strips, 6 centimeters wide for the binding, but I thought that it's better to have a little bit more just in case I mess up something. Plus it was such a pretty fabric and I was paying for postage anyway, so I got 2 meters of that fabric. And I used one of the quilting labels I had in my stash. So basically I got the panel with a lot of quilting labels and I just use it. My blanket stitch around is very uneven. What can I say? I was tired and the label is not straight, but I don't care. It wasn't meant to be perfect. It was just meant to have a lot of love in it, and there is a lot of love in this quilt. So that's the thread I used on Alice's quilt, and it adds additional touch, especially when you're quilting a lot of same color space and you don't have and you don't do any fancy quilting, because of course I didn't. The most important thing, Alice loves it and she is extremely happy with it, so she wrapped it around herself when I finished it yesterday, and she told me she cannot wait when there will be days cold enough so she can actually sleep under it. So I think that's the biggest compliment. I don't need to wash it because I learned one thing. Actually, I learned few things during quilting. First, no one tells you how much batting is shedding fluff everywhere. Like, it was ridiculous. And how much you can actually see it on the black fabric, because all those fluffs, they are from batting. No one tells you that flannel grows when you are sewing it. It's like linen when you wear it, flannel does it when you are sewing it. I don't know, maybe it was just this flannel, but I was getting extremely frustrated with it. And the one more thing I learned, keep a box of plasters near when you are doing a quilt sandwich, because I pricked myself so many times with the pins that at some point I had all my fingers with the plasters on because I didn't want to bleed all over the quilt, but it was worth it. Now, what are my plans for August? Uh, August is starting next week, and I have tons of plans. Few of them are secret because I'm doing few collabs in August, but there are three things that are not secret, and I will share what I'm planning to make. First, I'm planning to make sets of clothes for my friend's son. His birthday is coming in few days, so I have everything cut out. It's just a matter of putting it all together. So that's my plan for this weekend. Next thing that I'm hoping to make is a boiler suit for Alice. I promised her this weeks ago and I haven't had the chance to work on it, so I want to start working on it. And another time consuming project that I will be making is a shirt for Chris. So he asked me to make him kind of, maybe not Hawaiian, but like a summer start type of shirt, something that he could wear to work occasionally, that, you know, it's casual on Friday, things like that. So I have tons of fabric we got for him in Dries Stuff a few weeks ago. Actually, it's a few months now. Other plans, sewing related, but not exactly sewing. So on the 17th of August, we are going to Carlo Fabrics. So if you are in Ireland and would like to join us, we are meeting around 11:30. I need to clarify with Catherine what time suits her, and there will be few of us going there. And after, we are planning to go for lunch or for a coffee and, you know, chat fabrics. Of course, I've been buying some fabrics. So I recently spotted a new drop of viscoses at the Trees and Stoffen, and they had two of the viscoses very similar to ones that were in Beyond the Pink Door Think Pink box a few months ago. So I couldn't decide which colorway I wanted, so I just got both of them because they were like €4 a meter. So, you know, like it would be a sin not to buy them. So I will show you the pictures. So I picked cobalt blue and pink, and I picked green and pink. So I have dresses planned for those, or cord sets. We will see how it goes. I also got the blue silk cobalt silk touch viscose. So I'm thinking of doing bias cut skirt in it. Potentially, you know, just to have something like that, because I don't have any bias cut skirt. We will see how it goes. I also got magenta color velvet rib stretch. It's fully polyester, but it's so fabulous to touch, and it's very similar to ribbonite I got from Ecobee last year. I made recently in the olive color top, so I thought that, you know, this color is so lovely, I need to have it, so I got that. I got the denim jersey for collab that I will be doing in September, and I actually need denim jersey for that, and I don't have anything suitable in my stash, which is weird, but I don't. I got the black spotty viscose because I have this Pinterest image in my head of an outfit that I have to replicate in more casual way, and I'm gonna pop the picture of the outfit I'm thinking of. So I needed spotty viscose, and I have cream and black, but it wasn't, when I pair it with colors that I wanted to go with it, it wasn't going the way it's supposed to. It needed black with spots, so that's why black with spots. And I got very colorful green viscose, like green with flowers viscose, and that's for a dress. And I'm thinking Sicily slip dress. I haven't made it before, but I seen few makes recently with that pattern that were just wow, and I'm really considering making it. We will see. I also got samples of a few fabrics, so I wasn't sure what I want for coat this year. I haven't made coat for myself ever, so it will be my first coat for me. So I just want to something special, and I think I will go with the heavy boucle in like fuchsia magenta color. It's very lovely, so we will see, but I won't be buying this fabric until probably end of September. What else I got? I got a few different colors of the overlocker threads. I do prefer single color threads when I'm using the woven fabrics. So I love using variegated threads when I'm doing stuff like quilting or sewing stuff like knit makes, etc. But for woven, I don't know, I prefer to have single color. It's just weird thing about me. I also got the Dries & Stoffels sewing magazine. I'll pop the picture here. The instructions are very limited. I haven't made their patterns before, but it was 75 cents, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna check. It's from few years ago, so it's like an archive issue, and I thought it would be good to just check it out and see what patterns they have. They have very limited size range, so I'm on top of their size range, so roughly it's size 48, like European size 48, so it's 114 or 113 centimeters in the bust, so up to 44 inches in the bust. So it's not big size range, but we will see. They had kids sizes as well, so in one magazine, so I thought that I will give it a go. So that's all things that I made, everything that I planned, and everything I bought. What else? Oh no, not everything I bought. I forgot about patterns. So I bought 3 patterns today, which is unusual. I usually stick to 1-2 a week, but this week I bought 3 patterns. So I bought uh, one of the dresses by Hand London. I don't remember the name. I'll pop the picture here. I know it's silly. Basically, they do once a month one pattern for £5 as a payday deal, and I just loved the look of that dress, so I thought, you know, I will get it as potential contestants for the wedding guest outfit, because I still haven't decided what pattern or what fabric I will be using for the dress I will be wearing to my friend's wedding in November. And I should start working on the muslin version, but that will wait till September. I bought 2 Love Notions patterns today. So I bought Classic Tea because Tiffany from Hosier Handmade recommended it, so that's why I bought it. And the second one is Sloan Sweater, so it's like a crossover sweater. I just absolutely love the cropped version, and I want to make it in like a sweater knit as a vest, something to go over the tops, etc. Kind of, you know, additional layer. Life updates. Let's see. Alice is on a day camp this week, so she's on the camp from 9:30 till 2. She absolutely loves it. She is exhausted after it, like beyond. She barely has energy to eat something, and then it's half an hour of lying down. We are still doing her physio, and that's something that we will be doing for foreseeable future, like I mean years. We'll see how it goes further, but she's making progress with it. I had some tests done this week, and I'm having some appointments over next few weeks, so you know, it's nothing to worry, it's just checkups. But you know, when you have chronic conditions, you do need to have certain things checked rather regularly. And what else? And it's the last month of summer holidays, although I don't feel like it was summer holidays at all, because today we had 12 degrees during night, 12 degrees Celsius, and now it's 16 Celsius, and it was raining already 5 times today. There is sun shining now, but I see big cloud coming from the east, so it's just a matter of time before it will rain again. I know it's extremely boring for everyone who lives anywhere else than UK and Ireland, but we really, really have, that's the third crappy summer, and even it starts to get to me, and I love rain, so we need some lovely weather. Oh, what else happened? I participated in one of the sewing social by Virtual Sewing Room. I had a blast. It was great fun, so I do hope I can attend soon. Just need to check my schedule because it's not that easy to fit something like that in my diary, but I do hope I will be able to participate again. I was actually using this as a chance to unpick something that was bothering me. Actually, I'm gonna show you what it is. So few years ago I made this top. It's a curvy pocket tank top by Ellie and Mac, and originally I used ribbing for the bands here. And I didn't realize that with time, because of my dermatitis, my skin will get extra sensitive to any rubbing around this area, and the ribbing was driving me insane. I would put the top on and I would just take it off, and I do love this fabric because the ribbing was rubbing me off. So I spent the whole majority of the social unpicking both bands. Doesn't seem like that much, but back then when I just started sewing, and it was just shortly after I got my overlocker, I was extra cautious, so I overlocked everything twice. So it was a lot of unpicking, but the girls were great fun, and I absolutely loved participating in it. So I'm gonna check their schedule for August, and hopefully I can squeeze one or two evenings of sewing with friends as well. So that's all from me for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget, give it thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. And don't forget, clean your sewing machine and change your needle. Happy sewing. Bye.